at the start of the third quarter, and they're in front of Miami 28-7. Now, the Hurricanes had held out hope that maybe if they won convincingly in this game and Oklahoma just snuck by Penn State, Miami, considering the fact that they had beaten Oklahoma earlier this year in Norman, could sneak in as the national champions. But the Hurricanes are losing in the third, 28-7. We'll go back to Miami right after these messages.
Miami, Florida, City of Light on January 1, 1986, with college football's national championship game probably being played right now because Tennessee is belting Miami right out of contention. Iowa's already gone, having lost to UCLA in the Rose Bowl. And here at the Orange Bowl, it is the Oklahoma Sooners leading the Nittany Lions of Penn State 16-10. Don Criqui with Bob Trumpy and Bob Griese. Coach Trumpy, what is your suggestions to the Sooners and the Nittany Lions at halftime?
Well, first of all, Joe Paterno, I think, answered our question at the beginning of the second half. They'll take the ball. Secondly, Penn State has a grand total of 67 yards. That's total offense in the first half. They got 62 on their opening drive. That means for the rest of this first half, just 5 yards, if my math is correct. The other thing is, I think for Oklahoma, you got to somehow get someone else other than Lydell Carr running the football. He's the only guy to really gain yards for Oklahoma.
Both these teams like to run the ball, Bob Griese, and they only have 31 to the Penn State Nittany Lions at halftime. What about the quarterbacking?
I think both defenses tried to shut down the running game and force the quarterbacks to throw. John Schaefer looked good the first drive, made some good throws, but since that drive has thrown the ball very poorly, could have had a few more picked off, had 2 interceptions that turned in for points. Schaefer has to play better if Penn State's going to try and win. And on the other side, Holloway, 2 for 3, and the long touchdown pass. They've shut down his run. They want to force him to throw, and he needs just to not turn the ball over, as we said early in the ball game.
Penn State people at halftime were punching walls virtually over the long ball they gave up. The Nittany Lions beaten on a 71-yard touchdown scoring play. Rarely have they been beaten, Trump, this year in a long pass play.
I think the critical part of this play was that Ray Isom, the safety for the Penn State Nittany Lions, was out of the ball game. His backup, Bookman, was in there in coverage, and Keith Jackson, at 6'3", 240 pounds, just flat outran that defender down the field for a 71-yard touchdown.
One thing I think that's going to bear watching in the second half is the pursuit of Penn State getting after Holloway, the very quick little Oklahoma quarterback. He's taken a lot of hits. He did fumble once late in the first half, which led to a Penn State field goal. But for the most part, Holloway has really done a good job holding on to the ball. They expected to cough it up much more than they did.
Don, I can tell you, there are some situations where a player tries to do too much as you look at the first half stats. And the most impressive thing is just the lack of total yardage by both of these teams. Now, both teams come in with outstanding defenses, but I think everyone involved on both sides of the ball expected more than 67 yards total offense for Penn State and 136 for Oklahoma. Oklahoma's done nothing out of the wishbone. Lydell Carr, of the 53 yards rushing for Oklahoma, Lydell Carr has 45 of them. Jamel Holloway, who has 4 100-yard rushing performances so far this year, is -6. As a matter of fact, 4 other running backs for Oklahoma have 18 carries for just 8 yards. Notice where they have the Boomer Schooner locked up.
Sooner. Those horses won't be running tonight. A year ago, when Washington and Oklahoma met in the Orange Bowl, there was a bad turn of events for the Sooners when the little horses came on the field at the wrong time. Let's watch. Orange Bowl, 1985. Oklahoma and Washington were tied at the half. The Sooners moved into field goal range, and a legal procedure foiled the first attempt, but no one told the driver of the Sooner Schooner, resulting in a 15-yard unsportsmanlike conduct penalty. Oklahoma missed its second attempt. The Huskies scored twice in 62 seconds, winning an exciting Orange Bowl 1 year ago. Now the Sooner Schooner
delay his decision as to choice with the coin flip. Now the second half, or defer his decision for the choice of the coin flip. They're going to take the ball now to begin the second half. And in 6 of Penn State's 11 victories so far this season, they have come from behind.
Barry Switzer in his 13 seasons at Oklahoma with 83% wins. That's the best in the nation among the long-term coaches. Barry Switzer, of course, taking over a program